drugs and crime go together like peanut butter and jelly, and Hotline Miami intends to offer all of the highs without any of the lows. A trippy ride through the underbelly of one of the most iconic American cities, it offers a unique rush that's hard to duplicate. As a hitman, you receive phone calls which instruct you to pay a few friendly visits to some organized crime-ridden hideouts. Before entering a so-called safe house, you'll have to choose one of the many masks that are available to you. Each mask has a different ability, though some are better suited to a particular level than the others. From there on, you'll have to take out everyone in your target location as quickly and stylishly as possible, as a higher score means you'll unlock new toys to play with. You also get a new mask for every level you've completed. Planning and execution represent the meat and potatoes of the game. Being a one-hit wonder, you'll have to take enemies out as fast as possible since you can easily be overrun if you aren't careful. Your foes have pinpoint accuracy and limited visibility sometimes gives them a free hit, but thankfully correct preparations can mitigate even the most unfair odds. Stringing together combos quickly is encouraged, but ultimately up to the player. If doing a high-speed run fails, you can take things slowly. Checkpoints are also frequent enough, which gives a satisfying feeling of progression. It's still trial and error, but the deep mechanics minimize the frustration. You can also look further by holding down the shift key and lock on to your targets using the middle mouse button for a guaranteed hit. Unfortunately, there is no way to rebind these keys, so if you find the setup awkward, you're simply going to have to deal with it. What's worse, by the time you will have gotten used to the funky controls, it's likely you will have already finished the game. The neon-drenched locales look good even if they are a bit samey, but what truly stands out is the soundtrack. 80s-inspired synthesized tunes provide the ambience, and not only is it appropriate for the fast-paced action, it's also memorable. And since you can find the soundtrack in the game's directory, you might as well save a copy of it before uninstalling the game. The story might initially appear to be an excuse plot, but the more you go on, the more interesting things become. It really comes into its own at the end, and offers a truly inspired surprise. Saying more would ruin it, but suffice it to say that you should really play all the levels and pay attention to all dialogues. Hotline Miami isn't particularly long, clocking in at 5 to 6 hours for a full playthrough. For all the frustrations you may encounter, namely the insta-kill dogs, cheap bosses, or occasionally overpowered thugs, you will feel genuinely sad after completing the game, as though something special was taken away from you. If that isn't the mark of an extraordinary experience, nothing is. A psychedelic journey into the crime life of Miami, Hotline Miami delivers an intense experience you're unlikely to forget very soon after you've stopped playing. Despite its clumsy control and initially thin plot, it really comes into its own thanks to a killer presentation, brutal violence, and surprising amount of depth from both gameplay and narrative. It's showtime, and there is no reason in the world you should miss it.